for a really nice French roll, you're gonna have to learn to back comb. Now my high school years were spent in the 80s, so I know how to back comb, okay? We got some big back combing going on. Take that boar bristle brush, or your back combing comb, it's whatever you want. We're gonna do some back combing at the roots, okay? Look how much I'm back combing just at the roots. Martin Parsons in his video goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I don't know if he needed 12 times. And it always cracks me up whenever I watch his videos. But I just want you to be going long section by long section, and you're back combing them together, right? These sections are being brought together to back comb. I want just a little bit more back combing than that brush is giving me. There we go. Nice back combing. This is gonna look hilarious before we even get it to look like something. Maybe it's kind of like when you do your makeup and you've got all your foundation and concealer on before your blush and your color comes back in. Maybe it's the same idea as that. We're gonna make this look a little bit hideous before she looks beautiful. But this back combing is absolutely essential so that your pins have something to stay in, and so that when your client goes out dancing the night away, it's their wedding, they gotta stick their veil in it, or it's prom, it's grad, you're having a great time, this hair needs to stay in place. Okay, this is a huge amount of back combing, but you need to do it, okay? I've got it all on the underside. I'm gonna switch sides. About halfway through, I'm switching sides just so that I can back comb on the underside here. I've got a few splits in there from my rollers, so the back combing should get that out as well. Oops. Help with my neck and remove. You should have a back combed pile of hair back here, okay? So now we're gonna move in and we're gonna comb this. I'm gonna comb mine all off to the left-hand side. I don't know, it just doesn't matter, you can comb it to the right side. And so I'm gonna comb it. I don't wanna comb the underneath back combing that I put in there. I put it in there for a reason. So I am going to comb just on the outside layer of the hair, so it's smooth and I can't see any back combing, okay? And now here is key again, you have got to, I'm just yanking the mannequin on there, you have got to crisscross your bobby pins. So the first one is maybe ½ inch left of center, so wherever the center in the back is, go about a ½ inch left of that and 1 inch up. That's where your first bobby pin is gonna be. Don't put it right in the center, because then when you go to flip your mannequin over, when you roll this hair, your French roll is going to be off-centered. So your original roll of pins here has got to be slightly off-center and not started right at the bottom, slightly up, okay? These have to crisscross, the same as we did with the bubbles, where we had these crisscross. These have got to crisscross. That is key. If these are not crisscrossed, this hairstyle is going to fall out. You're going to end up putting 1,000 bobby pins in it, and it's still not going to be tight, and you're not going to know why. It's this base. The back combing was key, and the next piece is making sure you have these pins on the bottom of the hair. Okay, whoops. That one came undone. I'm going to have to recross that in there so that they're crossed. That was a little too far over. Okay, it didn't go all the way up. I still have this extra bit of hair, but that's fine. I'll get that covered in a moment. Okay, we have this all pinned now. Perfect. Re-put it in your hair, in your hand, in this ponytail. Smooth out the side that they're going to see here now. You don't want to comb out the back combing. You just want that top outside layer to be smooth. So now once I have this all combed over, I'm going to take my hand, whoops, wrong hand. I'm going to take my hand and my right hand here, and I'm going to put my finger down along the bobby pins, and I'm going to twist the hair. My elbow had to roll right up to twist here, right? And as I twist, this is then going to be my French roll. On. Okay, we're going to put the pins in. So I've got my bobby pin. You have to put it between the hair, drag it underneath. It'll catch a little bit of the underneath hair, and then you turn it. So it was this way, now it's this way, and you're pushing it underneath because it's going to go under that row that was underneath there. Okay, so I'm starting out this way, going in between that hair, pushing. The pin is facing this way, but now I rotate the pin and it's going underneath the other row of pins that you put in. Okay, one more time, hiding that underneath. Oops, grabbed a little too much hair. Hiding that underneath, rotating the pin, and putting it under. Okay, the top part should still remain smooth, and your pins should stay nice and hidden. You can do that a few more times if you want, but it shouldn't take too many pins to do that. Sliding it in, rotate, and pushing it in. Okay? Now it's entirely up to you what you're going to do with this top piece up in here. For now, I'm just going to comb it into the circle and make it as part of that part of the French roll, just going up in there. And you might want some hairspray as you go along in here. Don't use hairspray as one of your tools to hold it tight. Hairspray is only meant to be used to hold what you already have secured in there with your pins and such, okay? So at this point, this would be a good stage to spray this to make sure it stays, because she is fairly tight already. And that feels pretty secure. Now what you do with this French roll at this point is up to you, okay? You have all this extra hair to work with. You could have put the entire hair, you could comb the entire hair in here and have it smooth and comb it into a full roll. But why not be creative with this part? We've got all this lovely hair and curls. Why not take this piece by piece? Let's see, I'll take this one here and give it a little back combing at the bottom. Remember, that's for your height, so that this isn't flat stuck to their head. And I can take this curl here, and how about I pin it off to that side? Oops, as I dropped my bobby pin in there. Just gonna comb the end of that, make sure it's smooth. Make sure I don't wreck the whole thing here. And then I can pin that on this side. If you want, you can put your bobby pin in like this, turn the hair and the bobby pin, and then just shove the bobby pin in. And you've got a cute little tucked in piece of hair. This is entirely up to you what you want to do with these sides. Do you want to leave some of them down? Go right ahead and leave a few of them down. I'm going to put this whole side back up in there. If you want to add a braid in this part, if you wanted to take this hair and braid it and put it across the back, that would be really nice. Or if you wanted to twist this and pull it back, that would be beautiful as well. I'm just going to keep adding some of this back. Back over here. This is where you'll get creative with those side pieces in the front. I'm just going to curl that. Put that up in there, and you'd take a little bit of hairspray if you want, just to keep that smooth. Now let's see. I'll work with the other side. I'm going to do the front or the top part last. And what will I do with this piece here? Maybe I'll just sweep it, give it a little bit of an up, sweep up. I've got a little bit of a pink thread in there from mine. Make sure that outside edge is always smooth. A little bit of aerosol hairspray would do fine here. I'm going to pull that up on top so that it can be a curl coming down in here. But this is where you get to be creative. Make sure when you're hooking those bobby pins in that they're in tight. They're not going to stay in really tight unless they are attached to back combing and crisscrossed. Zigzag part in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how many zigzag part. There we go. We'll do a little bit of a zigzag part. We're going to pull that back and underneath over here. Attached to some back combing, but it's got a crisscross as well. Oh, I don't know about those 2 pins. Maybe they're wonderful. Oh, okay, the 3rd one. Okay, what did we say in the front? I don't know what we decided in the front. Maybe we'll smooth this piece off, but I'll take this front section. And I'm always double checking with the mirror. Okay, how's that gonna work? Is that gonna balance on her face there? But she's gonna need a little bit of height up in here. And maybe I'll put this in. Some lovely back combing in the bottom. I don't know how lovely you think back combing is, but it is really good for updos. Do a little Gwen Stefani thing here. You could do some big rolls up on the top if you wanted to get that kind of thing going. And again, that's just, I took this piece, back combed it. It's really just a big bubble again, right? Wrapped it around my fingers and crisscross the pins. One right on the scalp. Don't be too gentle with your mannequin. Be gentle with a client, sure, but with your mannequin, get used to putting it in really tight, which means it's probably gonna scrape on your mannequin scalp. Fine to do that with your mannequin. There we go, last little bit. Last one, put some back combing underneath. I'll take that off to the side. Have a look at some pictures too, see what goes on in the pictures. What would you like to see for your hairstyle? Oh, and there goes that comb. Maybe I'll just put a great big curl over here on the side.